Here we start.
What is this? The world of technology.
It's good, right?
Yeah, I feel that's pretty cool. Another one of those things.
Yeah, right? There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the S&T area. S&T stands for...
Oh shit.
Why did I say that? Why did I know? And now I don't... Surface mounting technology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, crap. Putting electronic parts on the electronic board.
Okay. So we need to get changed to this stuff.
Yes, we do.
Got it.
Wow. Ready to change?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready to change.
Okay.
Said I'm taking big shots, just stop where I'm driven.
So let's get into the S&T area.
Okay. I feel kind of dripped out right now. Whoa.
All right, I'm gonna share a little bit what we're gonna do today.
Okay.
So we're gonna head to the factory, ready to do the keyboard assembly, specifically your keyboard assembly. You know, basically see the whole thing come together, including some of the production processes that take place with the keyboard.
I'm sure this drive will be even deepening like my understanding of like the whole process, because I've never actually seen like hands-on of like this kind of stuff. I'm like, it's fucking sick, to be honest. Like,
is the air shower.
oh, I've seen these in games. Whoa, okay, that scared the shit out of me.
So you have the sticky ground that will also remove dirt and dust from underneath. And then the air obviously is to blow away all the dust from you, whatever is remaining.
Oh yeah, I can see it's like on the walls.
Yes, exactly. It's all sticky. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
We're gonna start from all the way in the beginning where we just only have the PCB without all the IC parts on there.
You guys are quick.
Please. Wait, I have to, bro, he's so tall, his long strides are like my short run.
This is the PCB.
Yeah.
This is the HHE PCB. And you can see there's two of them stick together. So
Yeah.
actually when they make the PCB, this is all one piece. After it's been fully assembled with the IC parts, because there's no IC parts on it now, then they'll later on break it apart. Yeah, until then, it's gonna stay together throughout the whole way. Here, we have the feeder basically. So this is feeding the PCBs into the machine. Have you ever soldered anything before?
I've tried soldering before, yeah.
Yeah, with soldering, you're using like some kind of tin or something, right, to melt and put it together.
The wire thing,
Yeah, exactly. These are SMD components, which means surface mounting devices. And that means that it just gets placed on the top and then it's soldered together through heat. That's the short version of it, okay?
You're like nerd in me, like I've always been like a very, very big like person that's like, I just love like peripherals, I love everything like that. Especially like keyboards, like actually the first keyboard I ever modded was 60HE.
Oh shit.
So that was like my favorite keyboard and I modded it. It was like, it feels like I was like personalizing like my weapon of war, I don't know, like, so like, it's like something like that, so.
So what needs to happen first is here, we need to get solder paste on the whole PCB, which is gonna help binding the IC part together with the PCB itself.
Okay.
So you see on the top here, you have like a metal stencil, basically, which filters out where the solder paste should be. And you see that gray stuff there? Almost looks like water cooler stuff. Yeah, that's the solder paste.
This is so cool. I feel like I'm on a field trip right now. This is insane.
So that's the first QC place. This is basically checking, did the solder paste get applied on all the locations correctly?
Okay, yeah.
If it's not the case, then don't place any IC parts on it, get it out and redo.
Yeah, this machine's working right now.
Everything is going right now. Yeah. So once it did the check, it can go now into the pick and place machine, and this is the crazy one. What do you think you're seeing here?
I don't, the Terminator, I don't know. Like, what is this? The world of technology.
So these are the smallest IC parts, like resistors, maybe capacitors. All sensors would also be a smaller part.
Yeah.
And they're all mounted in this tape. It's like a tape reel, just like a film tape almost, right?
Yeah,
and put on the reel.
Yeah.
And then it's fed into the machine. This machine is basically picking out from all those different reels and then placing it on top of the PCB. And it's doing it extremely fast.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay, that is definitely way faster than like anyone could do it. 100%. I'm seeing
it's crazy fast.
It's like stutter stopping on each like spot.
And that's when it's placing. Yeah.
Wow.
Why did you get that in the 6HE at that time? Was it a recommendation or was it just something you...
I saw there was like some pro players in Valorant that were using it. They were playing like lights out. They were playing way better than the rest of the competition. And so I was like, oh, okay. Did some of my research, saw some videos, got my first 60HE, loaded into the range in Valorant, and I was just like pressing like the A and D key after setting it up. I'm like, what the fuck? Because To be honest, I actually did not think that like a keyboard could get even better for performance. Like when you're thinking like as a player, like when I'm playing back like 5 years ago, I'm not like, oh, this is like
How
already
can it make a
endgame.
difference,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. How can you make this better?
Once that is finished, it goes into the next inspection machine. You call them AOI, automatic optical inspection, if I'm right.
Okay.
And basically what it does, it makes also a picture of the whole board and then also checks are all the small parts installed, is it missing any parts or not.
Yeah.
And then it can go into the big parts. So these are bigger IC parts, MCU, LED driver, multiplexers.
I just realized it's one big machine that just starts from A to like.
Yeah, so this is like this is actually like a whole assembly line, automatic assembly line for a PCBA. If you would not have these machines, you would have like humans with
Tweezers.
With tweezers, yeah.
I don't think I could do any of this with my hands at all.
No, me neither.
Not even with tweezers.
I'll be shaking, trying to place it down.
I think this machine probably like what it does in like a few seconds probably takes me like a month to actually do right.
So once all the parts are on the PCB, we get to the oven.
Okay.
And this is the part where we're binding the IC together with the PCB by basically heating up the solder paste. And as you heat up the solder paste, just like with the tin and the solder, it starts to melt down to a liquid.
Yeah.
And then when it dries, it solidifies.
So is each one of these things, is that the PCB going through?
That's right.
Whoa, it's like tracking exactly where it's going. And
That's right.
Oh, okay.
When doing the keyboard development, it's always been kind of like, you know, keyboard's been around for like forever.
Yeah.
How are we gonna make a difference here at all? Actually, when we just started, we were not focused on latency at all. We were just focused on like analog movement in games.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it took also a while for us to kind of understand like what are the other things we can do with this. And then once we did the rapid trigger development, then it was on our level was like, okay, this definitely makes a difference in movement.
Yep.
And it wasn't until like we were releasing it and we get feedback from Valorant players that we really heard like, okay, crap, this is like a huge difference. And then kind of went deeper into the animations and how animation stop works in Valorant versus Counter-Strike. And then it became very clear that it makes a big difference. Okay, so obviously, what do you think this is?
I don't even know.
Maybe make a guess.
I don't even know at this point.
It's another inspection machine. So it's again that automatic optical inspection.
Yeah.
The AOI, but this one is a bit more advanced. It's a 3D AOI. It means that it makes a 3D picture of the whole.
So it can see both like the top down, but then also like the side.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you can see here on the screen, you see that picture down the top. That's like that's a component that is super small, enlarged entirely, and that's what it's inspecting.
You have like the actual machine just inspecting it, but then the person will then examine it afterwards and just like double check.
Almost, yeah. So you have the machine checking everything, and then there's some characteristics that will be considered NG, literally not good.
Yeah.
And if it's NG, then she'll inspect that component manually to double check. So either by pictures you can see if it was like a false positive, and if it's all okay, then it will continue.
It's crazy how like over there, it's like basically you just have like the base part of like the like Legos, I don't know, and then like going through there, it just like eventually just keeps adding parts and parts until right here, that's what like if I open up my keyboard, that's what would be there. Minus like the switches and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no software on it at all. Like there's no firmware on it. That's kind of what we have the other station over there for. I can't go into all the details that we do here because this is also a piece of the IP that we have. We flash the firmware on the PCBA and we do our first check on the Hall sensors to see if the voltage signal that we're getting from every individual Hall sensor is within our specifications.
Oh, what was your first reaction? Like the first time you stepped foot into this factory, like were you also like kind of like how I felt now?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And with every step trying to kind of like break down, okay, what is exactly happening here?
Yeah.
Because before it's always like, okay, you have this whole product and somehow magically stuff came together. Yeah, but then the more you get into it, you kind of understand how it like developed into this point.
To me, this might be better than magic, honestly.
This is how the magic trick is done.
Yeah. Definitely, I think like equipment can like definitely unlock your like potential as a player. So even now, like I want to say 99% of Valorant players, pro players, use the what is it called? Any of like the 60HE, 80HE. Like that's
yeah.
the only keyboard I see that Valorant players use, unless they're sponsored to use something else or contracted.
Yeah. I guess it's also kind of like whatever becomes the craft along the way is kind of where the interest also grows.
Yeah.
So this is basically where the switch assembly happens. So installing switches on a switchblade is pretty laborious, right?
Yeah.
So it's automated. So they grab your switchblade, and then as you can see, it feeds switches, and then it pushes it in to the blade.
Cool.
Yeah. So you can kind of see how this is working with the mechanical arm on the bottom, positioning the switchblade, and then it gets pushed in. But how do the switches get there orientated with the stem up? That is where the real magic, I feel real magic happens.
Okay.
Right? And that's on the back side.
Oh.
So this is kind of like a tumbler and a feeder. You have all these switches here. They're moving up the spiral, and then they go all the way around. And while they're going around, you can see that there are some like metal bars here and there.
Yeah.
And that is helping orientate it and rotate it so the stem goes up.
Oh, so make sure it goes upright.
That's right.
Yeah.
So here, the last part, if it does not have the stem upwards, it will be pushed off. See that?
Yeah, it'll fall. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I see it.
Only at the most bottom, there's one plate rotating to put the switches onto the actual spiral, but the spiral itself and everything is not rotating. It's all vibration. So you can
yeah.
actually feel here.
Oh, yeah, I feel the vibration.
Yeah, but it's not rotating.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah,
right?
that's pretty cool. This is pretty cool too.
And this here, you see this? This is blowing air.
Oh, you can push it.
Yeah.
Got it.
We now seen the PCBA come together. We see the switch plates with the switches being installed. And now we're going to bring them together with the stabilizers in the next room.
Yeah, that's the funny thing also. To be honest, okay, when it comes to me and esports, for example, like esports, I've never really gone deep into it. I think at best with StarCraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a lot of StarCraft 2, and then I did get more into it, and I was actually following different players. But that's just the furthest I got. Because I'm just not like a sports guy in general.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
fair.
don't follow football also.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't like follow like traditional sports. I'm just like, esports was like my job, so I follow it heavily, and like I'm a fan of it. I love like the competition and stuff like in like the internet world. So that's kind of like where I fall in love.
So here we have trays with the PCBA. So now they have it on the tray here. It goes onto the conveyor belt where they start placing the screw-in stabilizers. And because screw-in stabilizers are installed on the PCB, they can place it directly on the PCB.
Yeah. So they can just pop it in really easily.
Well, yes and no, because screw-in stabilizer still needs to be screwed in.
Oh,
and this
okay,
is
yeah.
what we have this machine for.
Oh, so that's gonna screw it in after it's like placed though.
That's right.
Oh,
So this machine has been programmed to do certain coordinates of screwing in. So it doesn't know actually where it's screwing something in. So if I would put a different board in here, it would just screw through the board because the screw hole is somewhere else. And the longer you look at it, the more you get to see. So you can see it prepares to screw over there. But how did it get the screw in, right? Because it needs to have the screw head on the top.
another one of those things.
Yeah, right?
Just at a smaller
It's like
scale.
a little brush.
Yeah. And it just flicks it. If it's not in the right orientation, then it just falls into the pit.
That's right.
Got
So
it.
it's similar to the switches, right?
Yeah.
And now we can just do the stuff that we put in between the PCB and the switch plate. Every keyboard a little bit different. With your keyboard, we have the full silicone piece, which also helps with the gasket mounting. It's not screwed together yet, right?
Yeah.
So we have the same process again here.
Yep.
Same machine.
Yeah.
But then we have stabilizer lubrication. You're looking at it, right? Have you kind of figured out what's happening?
Yeah. It's moving like the holder of the stabilizer, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So now we've essentially like put the modular switches together and are just missing the casing around it.
Yeah.
So that's a different assembly line.
Yeah.
But before it goes there, we have here another function check. So this is just purely taking a look, do the keys actually activate or not?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to just change how you use your keyboard in general? Like you're doing WSD, for example, but have you thought about shifting a column to the right?
Oh, I've actually thought about this before. It's because I messed up at the start. I think I downloaded someone's config in like CS and I tried to use it, but I didn't realize that their keyboard layout was like different. And so what ended up happening was like my keyboard was like slanted. I was using like different keys. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like the French layout or something like that.
That one
Weird.
is way different.
Yeah, so
That's
it was
dirty.
weird looking, and I was trying to like do it. I ended up just being like, okay, I'm used to this. I've been using my keyboard like this for my entire life. I'm probably not gonna mess with it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have this one guy inside Wooting, and he kind of like tries different layouts or in different positions. Basically shifts his whole hand almost to the middle of the keyboard, and he has like a bunch of more keys around.
No,
And
I mean, that makes sense, I feel like.
it does make sense.
Yeah.
It's just that, habits,
Yeah.
muscle memory, I guess. Yeah.
I definitely, I think that's like a old habits die hard moment. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it just because I'm like so used to my ways. But in terms of like straight efficiency, I could actually see that being like very useful, especially games where like you need a lot of keys.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna get into the logo printing. So how do you think it would get like printed on the back?
With UV lights. I have no clue. That was my only guess.
Yeah, all right.
That was my
all right.
only guess.
The reason why it's usually called UV printing is not so much about UV itself doing the work of the printing, but the UV is just helping to harden the resin. Yeah.
So it's stamped, and then the UV will then
harden it out,
harden
basically.
it up.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you have a bath of resin there in the back. You see the Wooting logo and the TenZ.
Yeah.
That's like etched out, so the resin gets in there.
Yeah.
And then you have a sponge basically dipping into it and then transferring that to the case. So when it slides the resin in, it has the resin all over the surface, but then when it slides back, it removes all the resin except for where the resin went into the cavity of the logo.
Yeah.
So it's printed on, but it's not hardened yet.
Yep.
So now we're getting to the UV part, right? So this is actually an infrared light chamber to heat up the resin first.
Yeah.
But it's doing gradually. So this is one infrared light. This is the second one, which brings it up to a higher temperature.
Okay.
And that kind of helps evaporate the oils that are inside the resin.
Yeah, yeah.
And after the oil's been evaporated, it goes into the UV chamber.
Okay.
So this is then the UV chamber, the final part where it really hardens out the last piece of the resin. And then when it comes out here, it gets ready for the assembly line. So let's take a look at how we assemble the keyboard.
Okay. Yeah.
So now we have almost all the parts, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then right now you're using an 80, right?
Yes. Yes. So 80 is my new favorite. The one issue I had with the 60 was like, okay, for straight like just playing FPS games, hands down the best. But when I was going into like playing like other games, like there's some random games on like Steam, for example, where I have to use like just only my keyboard to play, and I was kind of missing the arrow keys and like that kind of feel. To be honest, I never really touched the numpad ever in my life. So
Numpad is really a work thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
Every time I ask, I was at Gamescom not too long ago, and I had some users come by and they're like, yeah, when are you gonna come with the new full size and everything? And I'm like, okay, so why do you want the full size? And then I want the numpad. And I'm like, what are you using the numpad for? Some cases it's very legit because 90% of the time, maybe you need to fill in like a lot of IP addresses or something like that. So they need to use it very frequently.
Yeah.
But most time, they can actually just get a separate numpad specifically for work.
Yep.
And that will open up a whole new world of possibilities with the rest of the keyboard. And it's kind of like that old habits die hard kind of thing again,
Yep.
Where's Tyson? He just had to change his clothing. I thought he would be on the line. Mux, did you see Tyson? What the fuck is going on? Where did he go? Dude, there you are. I was looking for you. What are you doing?
I'm clocking out for my shift now.
Wait, clocking out?
Yeah.
No, you were just getting started, right?
But you told me you signed 10.
But no.
I
no,
signed 100.
The whole batch, dude. There's a whole lineup still waiting for you. It's not what I'm paying you for. I don't want to hear it. Just keep going.
But
I'm heading home, okay? I'll see you tomorrow, maybe by the end of the week.
But